Hello FPL managers and welcome to our Game Week 10 preview. Let's start with transfers in and transfers out. For transfers in, Mount, coming off a stellar performance against Norwich, playing in an advanced role which he appears to be thriving in. Chelsea still have good fixtures to come and Mount appears to be benefiting by the lack of strikers. Chilwell, 3 goals in a row, he essentially plays left wing for most of the game, so he is very likely to pick up goal contributions. Foden, Man City's most informed player at the moment, having been on fire since returning, and is a much cheaper option than the premium asset in Kevin De Bruyne. Salah, every FPL player should have Salah, end of story. Smith Rowe, cheap starting option for Arsenal, not guaranteed a return every week, but for his price, he's performing well this season, and Arsenal appear to be getting their act together. Lukaku is unfortunately injured for Chelsea's good run of fixtures, so I'd be looking elsewhere for a replacement instead of holding on. Alonso, out of the picture now that Chilwell is back in the starting squad, sell. Pogba, sent off against Liverpool, also not firing like he was at the start of the season, sell for someone like Mount or Foden. Ronaldo, it's a risk, he will score but perhaps not until United get their act together in attack. There aren't many premium options available right now who are firing, considering Lukaku and Vardy are injured, so holding on to him also isn't the worst call. Fernandes, like Ronaldo, he will get returns eventually, but United need to sort their act out first, maybe sell for now for someone cheaper. Considering clean sheets odds, the teams with the highest clean sheets odds in Game Week 10 are Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool. Feel free to pause the video and check out the odds for all the other teams. Players versus teams. Leicester City striker Jamie Vardy has scored more Premier League goals against Arsenal than he has against any other side in the competition, 11. In fact, only Wayne Rooney, 12, has netted more against the Gunners in the competition. James Ward-Prowse has scored more Premier League goals against Watford than any other side, 4, netting a direct free kick against them in both meetings in 2019-2020. Son Heung-min had a hand in 4 goals in his 2 matches against Man United last season, 3 goals and 1 assist, after having failed to register a single goal involvement in his first 8 appearances against the Red Devils. After netting 3 goals in his first 2 Premier League appearances for Man United this season, Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't scored in any of his last 4 league matches, his worst run since November 2017 for Real Madrid, also 4 in a row. He hasn't gone 5 in a row without a goal since a run of 9 for the Red Devils between November 28 and January 29. Fixtures Focus. In the next 7 games, Brentford faces the 4 worst teams in the league when it comes to points, and only Everton is not in the bottom 8 when it comes to expected goals against. 4 out of the 7 opponents are also ranked as the worst at expected goals: Burnley, Spurs, Watford and Norwich. No other teams have better fixtures than Brentford at this horizon. Brentford's defensive stats are top tier with the second lowest expected goals against, 9.2, 3 clean sheets kept, and the 4th fewest amount of goals and big chances conceded, 9 and 12. Their attacking stats could be summarized as a bit above average with the 8th highest expected goals, 13, and shots inside the box, 77, 7th most big chances created, 17, but the 6th lowest amount of shots and shots on target, 104 and 32. For their assets, Tony, for 6.5 mil, has the highest combined expected goals and expected assists, 4.74 in Brentford, the most chances created, 14, and he takes penalties. He has played 90 minutes in all game weeks so far and he seems like a safe card. Mbeumo for 5.6 mil, a midfielder in FPL but he plays as a forward. Compared to Tony, Mbeumo has a higher expected goals, 3.25 versus 2.04, had more big chances, 5 versus 2, and almost the equal number of shots, shots inside the box and shots on target. Mbeumo has hit the woodwork 6 times, which is 3 times more than anyone else. Pinnock for 4.7 mil offers offensive threat and potential clean sheets for a low cost. So far he has 16 touches in the opponent's box and he recorded 1 goal and 1 assist. Team form stats. Defense. Man United horror defensive shows continued with most goals conceded, most expected goals conceded and most big chances conceded across last 4 game weeks. With just a single clean sheet since the start of the season, fewer than Norwich's 2, there is no reason to keep Luke Shaw at the moment. Norwich is joint bottom along with Aston Villa and Man United for shots conceded on target and 19th for goals conceded across last 4 game weeks, and with such form they seem to be heading back to the championship. Despite heroic performances from Emiliano Martinez, Villa has been exposed at the back as they rank 3rd for most goals conceded, joint top for big chances conceded and shots on target conceded. Avoid their defense. Although Watford are ranked in bottom 4 in most defensive stats, the arrival of Claudio Ranieri could be a change in fortunes and they could build on last week's massive victory versus Everton. Their assets need to be monitored. West Ham proved to be a different side this season, not only for their attacks, but also a defense who have had fewest expected goals conceded, second fewest big chances conceded across last 4 game weeks. Aaron Cresswell's threat going forward, along with clean sheet potential, can't be overlooked. Arsenal assets are now under the radar with solid defensive displays, fewest goals conceded and fewest big chances conceded. Aaron Ramsdale could provide a good value for money, especially with those who own David Raya, who may be ruled out for 5 months. Last but not least, Chelsea's defensive assets worth their weight in gold, with potential returns at both ends of the pitch for most of them. Maybe doubling up on their defense would be a popular strategy between FPL managers to avoid Tuchel's roulette. For the attack, once again Liverpool are top for most attacking aspects across last 4 game weeks, most goals, most expected goals and most big chances created. Mo Salah with 6 double digits in 9 games is my captain until further notice. Chelsea have scored 11 goals from an expected goals of 7 in the last 4 game weeks, 7 past Premier League whipping boys Norwich. I would invest in their defenders instead and wait for Lukaku's return. Rampant Man City saw off an organized Brighton side last game week and their attacking numbers suggest they will continue scoring. I am backing Phil Foden to score again. Leicester City had an eye-catching attacking performance over last 4 game weeks with third most expected goals, most shots on target, noting that just one of Leicester City's next 8 matches scores more than 3 in FDR. I will be waiting for injury news about Jamie Vardy. Norwich is bottom for most attacking stats across last 4 game weeks, fewest goals, fewest expected goals with just 5 big chances. There is a big possibility of clean sheets for teams facing the Canaries. Despite a solid start to the campaign, Brighton attacking numbers across last 4 game weeks was a little bit worrying. 2 goals scored 19th of an expected goals of 2.4 17th and just 4 big chances created bottom. Avoid their attack for now. Despite the return of Callum Wilson, the Englishman may be short of supplies, with the Magpies creating just big chances 16th and fired only 11 shots on target 19th across last 4 game weeks. I would wait for now before bringing in Wilson. Player comparison: Bernardo vs Foden. Seems that Foden nails his spot in starting 11 after starting in the last 4 games, and with his ability to play as number 9 or false number 9, he could be one of the best assets in the game. In Game Week 9, he has a lot of luck to score 18 points, but on the other hand, he was the best in the league in terms of shots, 8 all from the box, shots on target 4, and touches in the opposition's box 11. I think Bernardo is most nailed City player, which is very important with their assets, but averages less shots, touches in opposition's box, and with similar assist potential. He scored only 5 points more with almost double amount of playing time. If money is not a problem and you have decent bench, I strongly recommend Foden. Kovacic vs Mount. Kovacic is one of the best under 5.5 mil assets in the game so far, but his underlying stats are crucial. He recorded 5 assists with only 1.98 expected assists, which is worse than Mount's 2.14. And remember that Matteo played 258 minutes more. In that time he created only 3 more chances than Mason. If you're looking for a 5th midfielder, Kovacic might be a good idea, but Mount is a lot more of a threat, 24 touches in the opposition's box so far compared to Kovacic's 7. With Chelsea injury problem, I think Mason nailed his spot and will play more advanced role. Hwang vs King. Both have similar underlying stats in terms of shots and touches in the opposition's box, but King has much more assist potential with 10 chances created and might be also on penalty duty. Unfortunately, it will only be a short-term option, as from Game Week 11, Watford's fixtures turned significantly. On the other hand, Wolves have decent fixtures up until Game Week 15, and with Jimenez occupying more of a playmaking role, Hwang should score a few more goals as he's the main threat in Bruno Lage's team. Top 5 stats. Salah is one of the best football players right now, and he's at the top in all attacking stats in the Premier League for the last 4 game weeks. Foden looks like the man on fire for Man City, as only Salah has more shots on target and touches in the opposition's box in the last month. Despite the disappointing performance of Manchester United, Fernandes has scored 23 chances and Greenwood has made 16 shots in the last 4 matches. Son and Kane disappointed against West Ham but still appear in the top attacking charts. Antonio's form slowed down as he has scored just 2 goals in 4 matches. In that period, he made 13 shots in the box and 27 touches in the opposition's box. Top 3 differentials. Phil Foden. With at least 1 return in each of his last 3 outings, the City sensation has 3 goals and 2 assists to his name so far, and that's despite making his first appearance this campaign from the bench during the 5th game week. on top of being backed by his manager Pep Guardiola, who recently hinted that the flexibility of Phil Foden should increase his playing minutes. He is currently playing in a very favourable out-of-position role as a centre forward. This shift has encouraged Foden to fire in more shots, with up to 12 shots attempted in the last 3 matches only, and over 67% of those shots were on target. Taking these numbers into consideration, a home tie versus Crystal Palace should come in handy for the English star to improve his attacking records. Maxwell Cornet. Another differential midfielder has entered the fray in recent game weeks, with Maxwell Cornet reflecting a bright spark in the attacking setup of Burnley, despite them being more familiar for their defensive exploits in the past. Although the season has been plagued by injuries until this stage, he still found the net 3 times in as short as 210 minutes of football, and that's as many goals as the rest of Burnley have managed to score combined. With a brace last game week against Southampton, the Ivorian should be in line to start the next set of fixtures, and perhaps with the advantage of playing as a support striker, which is the position he occupied against the Saints, and having obviously impressed, an out of position advantage should be capable of attracting some suitors. Hwang. In a tale of shooting and scoring every time, the South Korean forward is the only player among those attempting at least 4 shots on target to score with each and every shot he has fired on target, netting 4 times. Having started the previous 4 games, his starting spot seems more secure for the upcoming run. This game week he comes up against an Everton side that has just leaked in 5 goals at home against Watford. Goals should be on the menu for the Wolves forward. To the last segment of our preview, Captaincy Picks. For Game Week 10 we present to you Mo Salah, Ben Chilwell, and Michael Antonio as our third choice differential. Mo Salah doesn't need much introduction right now. He has scored in 10 consecutive games in all competitions, and he's the top scorer in the league this season with 10 goals in 8 games. He has 107 FPL points, including 6 double-digit goals. In 8 league matches against Brighton, Salah has 5 goals and 4 assists. Brighton's defensive performance against Man City in Game Week 9 when conceding 4 goals was poor. Liverpool will fancy themselves another large win at Anfield. Ben Chilwell. His pros are that since coming back into the team, he has scored a massive 35 FPL points in just 3 game weeks. He has scored 3 goals and kept 2 clean sheets in his last 3 matches. He faces a very leaky Newcastle defense that has conceded 20 goals in just 9 league matches. One big con for Chilwell, however, is that there is always a chance that he could be rested given Tuchel's approach to squad rotation. Under interim manager Graeme Jones, Newcastle looked slightly better defensively in Game Week 9 and achieved a creditable 1-1 draw at Crystal Palace. Our alternative captain choice for this game week is Michael Antonio. We fancy him to build upon his impressive tally of 6 goals and 4 assists this season. He faces a Villa defense that has so far conceded 13 goals. They've also conceded 3 goals in each of their last 2 matches. Given that those matches were against Wolves and Arsenal, teams not renowned for their goal scoring, that must be a concern for Villa and a real encouragement for Antonio and West Ham. So our captaincy selection for Game Week 10 is Mo Salah. We're backing the Egyptian to continue his scintillating form and deliver the goods once again in Game Week 10. It's getting to the stage that it would be now a major shock if Mo Salah didn't deliver a double-digit haul. We have come to the end of our preview for Game Week 10. Thank you guys for watching. Check out our Facebook page and Twitter for daily tips and updates. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Leave all your questions and I'll make sure to reply to each one of them. Good luck in Game Week 10 and peace.